Aftershock.
Aftershock XL.
Aftershock XL.
Steve Grillo.
Top shelf liquor.
Top shelf liquor.
Each week, the former Howard Stern intern will interview celebrities and his eclectic friends.
Grillo, what's going on out there? You were my #1 man. I don't give that role to anybody.
Sharing twisted tales of debauchery.
And I'm just dumbfounded.
This is Aftershock XL.
Hi. What's going down, clown? All right. Grillo's Aftershock XL. It's Thursday, sometime in May. I don't know exactly what the date is. Who the fuck cares anyway? Got a very special episode of Grillo's Aftershock XL for you today. Okay. All right. We got a very special show today. I'm a man of my word. I dug up my TV pilot that I did many a year ago. I don't even know what year it was, but there we go. Transitioning. I'm transitioning right now. I dug up the pilot. It's about 6 minutes. We're going to play it at some point in the show. Mike, yeah. And there we go. There's that guy again with the same shit. But yeah, I know. Apparently, if you have a show in the Dabbleverse and you need to if you don't have material, just go and get my show. You can just use my show for your show, and then if that's you got no material and you need to make some money off of my show, by all means, jump in. You know, it's a shareable show, I guess. I don't know. Some people aren't creative enough, don't have the ability to get guests, so so in order to do a show and make money, they use my show to make money. So, God bless, and good luck with that. I hope you make a lot of money, lots and lots of money, because you use my show for your profitability. Fantastic. But I'm not going to do that with anybody else's show because I come up with my own material. Oh, with the noises over there. I'm going to bring in, I brought in a little help here today. What's up, American Cupcake?
What's going on, brother?
Nice to see you. You're in your happy spot. You're a little truckaroonie with your microphone, your rolling podcast, as we might say.
Yeah, the portable studio, absolutely.
Yeah, so, I guess if you don't, if you on Sunday when you do your shows, if you have absolutely no talent or material, you could just use my show for your show. if that's what's going on, everybody's saying hello to Cupcake. So glad you're back to health. That's a nice thing to say. We'll put Icy Uno up there. Everybody's happy that you're okay, Cupcake.
Icy Uno's good.
So I did a TV pilot. So I guess we'll talk about how the TV pilot came about, and we'll go from there. But with a little backstory. So coming up, excuse me, coming up is my favorite weekend of the year, the whole entire year, and it's Memorial Day weekend. And Memorial Day weekend, I'll be in New York. I'm going back to New York. I'll be doing the show from New York next week. Got to figure that shit out. But my favorite weekend out of the year is Memorial Day weekend, and this sort of has something to do with how the pilot came about. When I was a kid, Memorial Day weekend was always fun, but there was one year that my mom sort of finally released the strong Irish grip that she had on me, the vice around my soul, because she was a helicopter parent, and probably rightfully so. My grandmother always told her that she was going to get one just like her.
Was this between times where she would smack you in the back of the head?
Oh yeah, oh, that's right. You just finished my book.
I did just finish your book.
Oh, let's get Let's get a review real quick on my book there, Cupcake.
Yeah, I was gonna do a review on my show too, but yeah, it's a fun little book, man. It's I got the Audible version. Grillo reads it. It's and I'll be honest, this is I don't hold back with my critiques.
I don't want you to.
It's absolutely Grillo reading the book. I mean, there's every once in a while there's a stammer, every once in a while, but
I kept all those in on purpose just so people would enjoy it a little more. I wanted to be as the real me as much as possible.
Yeah, no, the first one I was like, ooh, kept that in, and then it was like every once in a while I was like, oh, okay, so it's just Grillo reading the book. I mean, it was so that was like the physical because see when I do a review on I've done a bunch of book reviews. I do the book itself and then I review the narrator because there's some books that the narrator just sucks, like American Psycho. Like that's my favorite movie. Never read the book, but I got the Audible. The guy who reads the book on Audible of American Psycho sucks. Like just took me out of the book. But no, it's once there's a little bit of Grillo-ness in the narration, but the stories are great. The stories are absolutely fucking great, dude. It's a fantastic book. Fantastic book.
I thank you very much. I lived a pretty interesting life, don't you think?
Hell yeah.
It's fun because a lot of these people, they really don't know me, and I think the book really you get to know me in the book. They all have presumptions about who I am, and they're completely wrong. And I think if you do read the book, you will find that out.
Oh my God, yeah, no. I mean, obviously, everyone has a preconceived notion of who you are and how you are from what they know of you from the Stern Show, but man, like, whoa, like it was the Borelli Blue, like
Brunelli Blue, yeah,
Brunelli, yeah.
Wow, he was just here, by the way. I just saw him. Yeah, I dedicated my book to him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So no, he's an amazing human being. He was one of the first general managers for the Limelight in New York. He's quite the character, and I learned a lot. A lot of who I am is because of him. And he was out here in Vegas. I got to have dinner with him on Tuesday, and he was here for another event, so I didn't get a chance to see him. He left already. But yeah, go ahead about the Brunelli chapter.
Yeah, no, that whole chapter was. Well, I mean, it was like out of a movie, who are you, kid? Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the trunk of the car. Oh no, you're with him. No, you're under my cover. No, you're under my protection now. It's all right. Everything's all good.
You can look that guy up, Gigi the Whale. He did like 20-something years for keeping his mouth shut. So when he came out of college, so to speak, he was well regarded. He was well regarded by everybody because that guy manned up and took a bullet for his family, and he so everybody would come to pay tribute to him. And one night, it was on the corner of 75th and York, and two giant SUVs sort of blocked off the corner. Two giant big bouncers come in and stand by the door, and who comes walking in is P. Diddy. And he walks in to sit down, and he wanted to give a little tribute to Gigi. He wanted to say what's up to him and meet him. And we had no idea. All of a sudden, PD just rolled in. And, of course, he had to play the big game, and now he's in jail because he's an asshole.
Yeah. The Tupac story was cool. Like, the same weekend he was supposed to be on the show, he unfortunately got gunned down. But, that happened right. Right at the same time like that. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little book, man.
Yeah. Well, I just got to get on Chilino for a second. I already got the watch hours, Chilino. I'll be monetized any minute now. But I was monetized. I had the watch hours way before you. But thank you very much. Anyway, I appreciate that with the book. And Doing an Audible book is just not easy. I thought I was going to be like, hey, I could read copy, no problem. And you have to be word for the book.
Yeah.
So I luckily I had someone that was directing me, Mr. Roy McDonald, God bless him. So we sat, took 18 hours. It was 3 6-hour days. And it was,
Oh, wow.
And I sat on backwards on a seat, and I had an iPad, so I have to sit there and go like this as I'm reading it. And then there were some times where
That makes so much sense now.
really,
For sure it does. For
Okay.
sure it does.
I
That
was
makes
like this.
a lot of sense.
so it was tough. And there were times where I couldn't. I would read it, and then all of a sudden I would get to something that would just lock me up. And I couldn't say the words. And I'm sure you could hear the times that I was locked up because I pushed through it really hard.
For sure.
And it was I literally, by the time I was done, my brain felt fried, bro, fried. But I did it, and it's available out there. I told Shuli, there was one day I thought Shuli's guys were supposed to go and take a bunch of clips because I think the clips are gold for you want to use my show. You want to clip my show, clip my Audible.
Right.
I think you'll have a much better time clipping my Audible.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back, my mom. If you read the book, you know about my mom, and I love her to death. I still talk to her almost every day. She's still here. God, thank you, God, kind of thing. She's quite the character still, and she, I could not breathe. Like everything I did when I was a kid, it had to do with she was the head lunch mother in my grammar school. So she was like the disciplinarian, so everybody couldn't stand her, because she gave detention to people and stuff like that. And then the kids took it out on me. By the time I was 12 years old, I was on adult strength stomach medicine, and I had an upper GI series because I was so depressed. I guess it would be anxiety. I had a lot of high anxiety because when you go to school every day and your mom is like the person giving people detention, it wasn't, and I used to beg her, could you please quit, Mom? And she was like, yeah, you ain't gonna make me fucking quit my job. Get the fuck out of here. Because she got paid, So
Right.
Then there was that. Then when I had my confirmation, my mom, I was an altar boy. My mom would wake me up, go to church now, get up, and then she'd go back to bed. So I became an altar boy because I said, if I'm gonna have to go to church, I might as well be on stage or have something to do, So all of a sudden, I go, confirmation, you take classes. It's a whole big weird thing to get confirmed. All of a sudden, my mom becomes a confirmation teacher. I'm like, what? You're a confirmation teacher so she can still be right on top of me. I thought I might have a break. And so it wasn't until I was in high school where I don't know what happened, but I was probably around 17 years old because we were driving, and I got somehow or another I was able to get 3 of my friends and go up to my trailer before the weekend started. We went up on a Wednesday, and we were planning this. We were so excited because no adults. 3 days with no adults, and we knew what booze we were getting. We had a quarter ounce of weed. And we were going to the distributor. And then all of a sudden, where my mom comes into the room and she's like, you think you're going to get drunk when you go up there? And I was like, oh, Ma, you going to start this shit again? And she's like, okay, here's the deal. Beer and beer only, and you don't leave the site. So for a woman that had, an iron fist around everything I did, for her to give me permission to drink was like, wow. And that weekend, that Memorial Day weekend with my 3 friends was possibly one of the best weekends I've ever had in my life. Just the freedom and us cooking for ourselves and drinking. We must have went through 8 cases. At that point, we were drinking Miller Genuine Draft. And the pilot is, the reason why I'm telling this story, the pilot is based on that weekend, okay? And it's kind of starts there. So how the pilot came about was I had a friend of mine who I did Grandma Sylvia's with. Her name is Simone. And she said, would you like to come down and audition for this TV show? It's going to be a competition for roadies. basically and if you win the competition, it was like a reality show. And I went down there, and I was like, the only time I thought I was a roadie for half a second, it was when I had to go on the road with that awful human being, and they ran out of money on the road. It was the 2 weeks that we had off in the summer. It was opening up for Ted Nugent, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
And they ran out of money, so I had to go to Atlantic Records, pick up like 2 G's in cash, and take a train all the way out to Bumblefuck, Connecticut. So I figured if I'm out there, I've never been on the road before, right? So I figured, oh, this is going to be great. I can get fucked up, maybe get a couple of groupies or something like that. So I get up there, and it turns out that there is no booze allowed because Ted Nugent doesn't drink, doesn't want it. His band did not drink. So that went out the road. That went out the window, excuse me. And then all of a sudden, I'm lugging equipment. And I was like, wait, this is my vacation. I just did you guys a favor. And the band got all mad at me because they thought I was up there to help move shit. And I was like, no. So that lasted for 2 days. And I got to Albany, and I literally ran out the bus. I said, I could find a bus to New York in Albany. I was like, and I left. And I was like, it was so awful. So I didn't really want to get the part for whatever competition they were doing. So I got home, and the owner of the campground, I had an outstanding balance, and he was like, "Look, man, you're not getting back up here unless I get the full balance." And I'm like, "Oh man, it was like a couple of G's. I didn't have any hustle on the horizon." So I get home, and literally I hang up the phone with him, and then I get a phone call from Simone, and she tells me, "You made quite an impression on the director." I go, "What?" He goes, he doesn't even want you. He wants to know, is there something that you want to do? That he'd be willing to like back you up. And I was like, right there, I was like, campground? I was like, how about I want to write a pilot about my years at the campground? And he goes, you write the pilot and I'll shoot it. So I sat with Simone and we wrote a pilot about that weekend. And that's how it came about. And so once it was done, I had a whole crew of people up at the campground, literally that were like, it was like a whole TV crew. It was like, and the moment it started shooting, he decided not to shoot what I wrote. He just completely went off the script. And the first scene we shot was with Mason Reese at the pool. He was going to be the lifeguard, which is like anti-lifeguard if you know Mason, which I thought was funny. And I was like, whoa, my man, that's not what I wrote. And he goes, if you fucking ever interrupt me while I'm directing, I'll pick this whole crew up and I'll go the fuck home. And I went, he goes, I'm going to shoot whatever I want to shoot, okay? Now, I suggest you go away. And this is a person who I thought was like a friend. I was like, did you even read the script? He goes, I don't care. I don't need the script. I'm going to shoot what I want. So there we go. That was sort of the downfall. And then literally after we shot the first scene and Mason did such a good job, he tripped and fell and broke his arm. So I lost my first AD, who was one of my best friends. He's AD from Blue Bloods and shit, Joe Meathook. He had to take Mason to the hospital. So I lost him. And he would have been my saving grace to get this done the right way. And this guy spent a lot of money, so I literally had to keep my mouth shut while they shot this, and I couldn't say anything. So so that's the prelim to how this trailer came about, this TV pilot. And we shot it. He got some pretty big names. He spent a lot of money on it. And then when it came down to the editing process, it started to change even for the worse. It became something that was just out of control, where I had no creative control about. And they gave us an editor where it was like a kid off the boat from Ireland that really didn't know what he was doing. So my hands were kind of washed of the whole thing, and I had to hope for the best. And basically, when we watch this, you'll understand why it didn't go anywhere.
Got it.
So I guess I'm not even reading the context. So it's Joe Meathook. Yeah, Joe Meathook. That's my friend Joe. When I first met him on the set of Private Parts, we were. I was in his car, and in the back of his car, he had a giant meat hook, that they used to pull things with. And I said, "What's up with the meat hook, bro?" He goes, "Well, you've seen people get out of the car with a baseball bat before, but when you get out with a meat hook, they tend to get back in the car."
Well, yeah.
So he's been meat hook in my phone since 1994, or yeah, he's always been meat hook. And Top Italian Stallion sounds like you were shooting gay porn. Yeah, I guess what. Do you have any questions about what I've told? Did I tell you this story before, Joe? Meat
No.
Cupcake. I did.
No.
Okay. I think I told Oscar Electric. I know I told somebody. So basically, what I got left-handed was this steaming pile of crap, and I don't mind sharing it. I think it looks like Ryan might have seen it already. What's MLC? Keep going on during MLC so I can push the Grillo MLC meme. I don't, you know what that means?
MLC is Misery Love Company. That's Kevin Brennan's show.
Okay. So what does that mean?
I guess he's live right now.
Grillo's live right now. I can't believe it.
Oh, well, I don't know. I go on when I'm able to go on.
Yeah.
And this was the best time. I had to go and I had to wait to get the full trailer, the one that I wanted to, because the one I first got was it was just a 2-minute thing, and I found the full 6-minute trailer that went nowhere really fast. So,
Do you actually have the whole pilot?
well, this is basically what I'm gonna play. It is what we had after all the shit that we shot.
Got it.
This was usable. And I'm still friends with the director. He's a good guy, but he changed. He was normally a DP, a director of photography. He's very well known in the business as being one of the best DPs out there. And he had there's a great, successful company shooting commercials and stuff like that. But I don't know if this was the first time he directed it or directed anything. And so, are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right, 23 minutes in, I got to go to double video, and then I got to put this up on the screen. Are you sure you want to remove this layer? Cancel. Hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute. I got to find it in the layers. My bad. Hold on a second here. Grillo. Is this it? Oh. Stop shot when? Oh, the web source is down. And where I gotta see now. It's down here. I mean, hit play. Nope. Help me out here. Where is it? Wheels Parisi. Got to take this out. And remove from scene. Oh shit. I got to get you back up here. Hold on a sec. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna web source Grillo. I should have done this before. Super tip logo, corner logo. It's down here. Hold on. Stop media. No. Yeah, web source break. I'll get it up in a second. Just keep talking.
No, you're good.
This is a super tip logo, American Cupcake. Double video. And I have to right click on it. Nope. All right, we'll figure this out. Hold on a sec. It's more suspense here. Hold on. I'm going to go and Grillo Media Share. Hold on. What's this? Okay, I got it. All right, yeah, we're not going to have you in this screen right now, but we'll worry about that. I'm just going to play it, and then we'll come back. So without further ado, everybody, this is my TV pilot. Have fun. You're going to enjoy it. Hold on, let's get down here. Top Shelf Production, even the countdown. Okay, here we go. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on, I gotta be in layers. Grillo Media Share, open. Click on that. Press play. There we go.
Grillo. Life's an internship.
Hey, today is Steve Grillo's last day on our show. Steve Grillo has been an intern now for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. I interned for Howard for 10 long years. I've tried every internship out there. I guess you could say I hit the intern ceiling.
I'm on the wrong pie. I don't understand, Grillo.
But Vinny, I've been practicing.
Get out of here. What's the matter with you, Grillo?
What's the matter with me is I need a break already. My wife, my family, my cats, they're all tired of waiting for my break too. Holy shit, they let you out?
It was here. Look, Steve the Loser Grillo. Hey, how you doing?
Mickey and Minnie, you guys still married?
Oh,
sorry.
Leave me alone here for so long for. Your mother hands me this Wonderwood album thing that...
I can't believe she found this. Oh my God. I've been looking for this. It's the only thing that makes me happy now.
That's how bad things got for Grillo. That he's got this beautiful bride and he moves her back in with mommy.
We're here for dinner, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, dinner.
I listened to Sirius XM and I heard about you flunking out of electrician school.
I didn't flunk, I quit.
You quit, huh?
Yeah.
If you quit, you're a bigger dope than I ever thought you were.
Hey, look, I don't know what you're hearing on your super serious satellite radio or whatever. He is a real actor. He's just waiting for his big break.
You mean like on The Sopranos when he was a stand-in? Oh, that must have been a terrible blow to your career when that job ended.
And you were in the Broadway show, well, the off-Broadway show.
Yeah, that's right.
How far off Broadway, Jersey?
No, not Jersey, it was Manhattan. And I worked with the Barrymore, okay?
Wait a second, you're telling me that you worked with Drew Barrymore?
No, her mother, Jade.
That figures. Jade.
Yeah, why don't you do us a favor? Take the trash out. Named after a Disney character anyway.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got your Disney right here, Grillo, huh? There's your best part you ever had. Don't worry about your hair, you ain't got none left. Yeah, go right in the squash. There you go.
I don't know how my life got like this. It used to be so much easier. Everything was easy. Like back when I was a kid, my parents took me up to the Catskills, got me out of Brooklyn. And it was like the best gift my parents could ever do to get me out of this neighborhood.
This could be our summer. Pussy and getting fucked up. Smell the fresh pussy in the air. You smell the
pussy? That's Mark the lifeguard. I don't know whose life he was guarding. He couldn't swim.
My first offender. Stop! Get out of the pool area. Do you have any idea what you're doing? It's not pool season yet. First of all, you know you gotta be this tall to be in the pool?
Taller than you.
You realize you're taking your life into your own hands. This pool is not pH balanced.
It is now.
Do me a favor, get out of here before I go talk to your parents.
A-hole!
Everything will be okay. Hey, I'm the boss, kid.
Up in the country hood, it was always about getting wasted. And my mentor, Johnny Style, always had some
Fucking
Chiba.
kidding me? Where you been? I feel like Berkowitz out here all by myself.
Hey,
Put that away.
I want you guys out of there.
Vinny, what's up, my
I want you
brother?
guys out of that phone booth. You guys are always trashing in there. You're
Oh,
always
fuck
pissing
off,
in there.
Vinny.
And when you bring the hood to the country, you had to pony up a vig to the douchebag campground owner, Vinny.
See these guns to bust your ass up, man.
Open up the fucking door.
Vinny, what happened?
Fuck is going
how
on
are
here?
ya?
What's this, fucking Woodstock? You know what? Give me my fucking Vic. Give me a couple of fucking joints. You know what I mean? And maybe I'll forget what's going on up there. I don't think your mothers would like it. Give me a closed fucking cat. What do I look like, a fucking bum? You little prick here. Yeah, that's better.
Vinny talking to my mom wasn't my biggest problem. My mom constantly cock-blocking me was.
Stephen, what's the matter? You hardly touched your dinner. What's the matter?
Ma, I told you I'm not hungry.
What? All of a sudden you don't like my taco salad anymore? What's the matter with you? Stephen, you know that people starving in Russia, they would start a war to taste my taco.
You're being gross. I gotta go.
What gross? Where you going? Steven, if you're hanging out with that girl, you better not come back here with hickeys and a tattoo. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Steven, look at me. Amber, that slut. You stay away from her. You stay away from her. Steven, get yourself a nice Irish girl. Never mind. Forget about the Irish. Steven,
I'm going.
Where you going?
I'm going.
You're not out of here. Steven, you're not out of here till I tell you you're out of here. Now you're out of here.
Amber, baby. What's up, sweetie?
What's up?
I mean, don't you think, like, we're perfect for each other?
I thought you said Johnny was gonna be here.
Johnny's gonna be here. Trust me. We're best friends.
I will give you a half a hand job or a quarter of a blow job if you promise you will introduce me to Johnny.
All right, deal.
Steven!
Is someone calling you?
Nah, no one's calling me.
Steven!
You're the only Steven in town.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm gonna be a virgin forever.
That voice. I guess you could say I'm one guy from two hoods.
Pulling for you.
All right, cool.
Guys, I hope the best. If any networks are listening, what is the name? You're going to
Kindle Creative.
Kindle Creative will be contacting.
Well, there you have it. Let's go to the double. There you go. That's the TV pilot. Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, that was
okay.
That was good.
Yeah, that was it. Now, there's a lot of things I wanted to go back and play it and go. So that was the hardest thing ever. And 2 cups, 1 hood. Yeah, that's funny. But so the whole thing with my mom, and it's like, that's what she did. If I was 5 minutes late, my curfew was always a half an hour to an hour before everybody else's. And it was like, why can't I just come home with it like everybody else? And if I was 5 minutes late, she would literally stand on the edge of the site and scream my name, where the whole entire campground knew it was time for me to come home.
That's funny.
And that's pretty much exactly the way that, by the way, that was Denny Dillon. She was on Saturday Night Live during the time where I just saw a
blonde
clip.
lady?
Yeah, she was on with Bill Murray. She was on the season after Chevy Chase left.
Okay.
And she was very sweet, and I had to sit there, and all the direction that was given to her was nothing. Like, if I could have just been, I didn't want to be the director, but I had a vision in my head of how this was supposed to go down, and that's not what happened, and it was just so extremely frustrating. So Tukey is running out of talent. He's much funnier 3 years ago. Be late and take a beating. Coochie, it's worth it. So, all right, so I want to go see here, and I'm going to go double video. I don't know, you tend to, I don't know, I got to fix that. It's a hard fix when you're not. Let's see if I can do it this way. If I can right-click on me, copy, and then right-click down here, paste, and bring you back down here. All right, hold on a sec. Think I got it. Transition. And close the studio. But it's not bringing you back up. Okay, so I'm going to play the video. There we go. Forgot you're an expert. We're learning together. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
only.
You're not centered. It's going to drive my friend crazy. So, the media share. I'm going to click on that, and we're going to go back, and I'll read. Let's see now. Come on. So this is loosely based on the lovable life of Steve Grillo. Okay. Now there's no volume. How'd that happen? Media share. How come there's no volume on this now? Oh, there it is. Because I closed it. All right. So now that's that song is Brooklyn Queens by Third Base. I got that in there. So this is around the corner from where my house was. That deli right there is where I used to go and get cold cuts and shit for my mom. And this is what's hanging. This is. It's truly the hood now. Right across the street from here, I don't know if you could see my mouse, but right across the street is where the Bamboo Lounge was from Goodfellas.
Oh wow, okay.
Like directly across the street from there, that's where the Bamboo Lounge was. So
Is
these
that
guys were hanging out while we were filming a scene, which didn't make the finished pilot.
Is that the place where they were sitting in the car? I'm trying to bang this broad, Hendry.
Yeah, it would have been right where they are right now. They were
Okay.
That's directly across the street from where the Bamboo Lounge.
True broad, prejudice against Italians.
Yeah, could you believe it? Oh, I got to go back to the layers. Okay, hold on.
Hello. Life's an
That's not that trailer was up the road. It wasn't at the campground. So
internship.
Hey, today is Steve Gorillo's last day on our show. Steve Gorillo has been an intern now for the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. I interned for Howard for 10 long years. I've tried every internship out there. I guess you could say I hit the intern ceiling.
That was not written into this. That was not what I wrote. This is all post shit that we did to try to salvage anything because it was just such a disaster about what they. So now we had to come up with this other thing. With now, this was a friend of mine's pizzeria on 11th and B. So I was making pizza at this point. This was just a goof. I knew what I was doing at this point. This is all comic stuff.
On the wrong pie. I don't understand, Grillo.
But Vinny, I've been practicing.
Get out of here. What's the matter with you, Grillo?
What's the matter with me is I need a break already. My wife, my family, my cats, they're all tired of waiting for my break too.
Now, this is the block I grew up on. This is the actual block. And the guy that's sitting in the chair, he literally did just get out.
Holy shit, they let you out?
It was here, look, Steve, the little...
And that's the house that I grew up in, right there.
Doxed, look at you.
Yeah. And that's and that's not my wife, by the way. That was a girl that I bartended with. Her name was Thaliason, and my wife backed out at the last minute. She's like, you know what? I don't want to do your fucking stupid shit. I was like, oh man, I was pissed. So, and Thaliason wasn't really an actress. She just was the only person I could get at the last minute.
Music Grillo, hey!
And then, of course, the very awesome Mike Starr, who I consider part of my family at this point. He came and did this just for me. And, it's
awesome.
Technically, you can kind of get in trouble. It wasn't for broadcast or anything. It wasn't like it got picked up. But, this guy's been in over 180 movies, some of the best movies ever made. And just goes to show how much this guy, adores me, loves me. Just whatever, anything, Mike has just always been there for me. And across from him is another actor by the name of Nicky Rayo, who's a sweetheart. So this was not in my script. This was just added on by the director. But,
Mickey and Minnie, you guys still married?
Oh,
sorry.
Leave me alone here for so long for. Your mother hands me this Wonderwood album thing that...
I can't believe she found this. Oh my God. I've been looking for this. It's the only thing that makes me happy now.
That's how bad things got for Grillo. That he's got this beautiful bride, and he moves her back in with mommy.
We're here for dinner, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, dinner.
I listened to Sirius XM, and I heard about you flunking out of electrician school.
I didn't flunk. I quit.
You quit?
Yeah, that's all pretty much true right there.
That's in the book, too?
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
Quit, huh?
Yeah.
If you quit, you're a bigger dope than I ever thought you were.
Hey, look, I don't know what you're hearing on your super serious satellite radio or whatever. He is a real actor. He's just waiting for his big break.
You mean like...
Yeah, she goes on to flub the lines. It was like 10 takes. I was like, she was doing me a favor. I couldn't really just get on her about it. And this was the best take that we can get out of her.
Like on The Sopranos when he was a stand-in. Oh, that must have been a terrible blow to your career when that job ended.
And you were in the Broadway show, well, the off-Broadway.
She was. All she had to say is that you were in Grandma Sylvia. The off-Broadway play Grandma Sylvia's Funeral. She couldn't remember that at all. So that's the line we got out of her. I was like, oh.
Broadway show.
Yeah, that's right.
How far off Broadway? Jersey?
No, not Jersey. It was Manhattan. And I worked with a Barrymore, okay?
Wait a second. You're telling me that you worked with Drew Barrymore?
No, her mother, Jade.
Now that's true. I became friends with Jade Barrymore from her appearance on the Howard Stern show. She was promoting her Playboy issue, and I wound up going to the release party that night when she was after that night. We became friends, and she came to visit. And she came back to New York while I was in the play, and she came on. She came to the show, and then afterwards she met the executive, the guy who owned the show, and he thought she was great, and she came on as a cast member. And she was god awful, bro. Like god awful. Like Jade Barrymore was like, she couldn't act, she couldn't improv, but they had, a Barrymore, which she's not really a Barrymore, but by injection. And she, so there's always that joke. Oh yeah, I got Baldwin. Oh, you got Alec? No, Danny.
Right.
So
Yeah, right.
You got Stallone? You got Sly? No. Frank.
Frank.
So that's where that joke comes from right there. So, and she blew the punchline.
Yeah, why don't you do us a favor? Take the trash out. Named after a Disney character anyway.
Hey, let me tell you something. I got your Disney right here, Grillo, huh?
So now that was an improv thing that Mike did, and I thought it was pretty funny. So they had to really focus on my face when they did that.
Yeah, there's your best part you ever had. Don't worry about your hair, you ain't got none left. Yeah, go right in the squash. There you go.
I don't know how my life got like this. It used to be so much easier. Everything was easy. Like back when I was a kid, my parents took me up to the Catskills, got me out of Brooklyn. And it was like the best gift my parents could ever do, get me out of this neighborhood.
Now, this was the story I told earlier. This was like in 1987 when my best friend was Korean, and my other best friend, we called him Johnny Style, but he was a little older, but like this was the epitome of freedom for the first time in my life, and I was trying to capture it, and it just didn't happen.
This could be our summer. Pussy and getting fucked up. Smell the fresh pussy in the air. You smell the
pussy? That's Mark the lifeguard. I don't know whose life he was guarding. He couldn't swim.
Now, there was, when I was a kid, Mark the lifeguard, who had flaming red hair, and he was sort of, when you're a kid, the pool is everything,
Right.
And he was like the coolest guy in the world. He was like a lot older, but like, every year Mark the lifeguard was like, he ran the pool. So he was like a big part of everybody, like, growing up, the Mark the lifeguard with the red hair was a big deal. So I figured, Mason, who's got red hair? Mason Reese. And it was, I figured he's the antithesis of a lifeguard.
Yeah.
My first offender.
Now, this is also the first time Mason Reese has done anything as far as acting, probably since he was a kid. When he was doing the Dunkin' Donuts and the Underwood Deviled Ham commercials, he hated the whole thing, and his mom wasn't one of those awful stage moms, and he said, the moment he said I want to quit, she quit. I'm not able to read the comments, Joe. So if you see any comments that you want to throw up, I can't. I got to be in the media shares. Can you see the comments or anything? Oh, Cupcake. Sorry.
Right.
Oh my God. Cup. If you can see the comments, if there's anything that you see there, if you want to read, go ahead. Because I got to stay. I want to stay here and be able to stop it. It's hard.
No, you're good. You're good.
Stop! Get out of the pool area. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
In Vegas recently, weren't you?
Yeah, he was in Vegas. He's lost. I forgot how chubby he was. He lost like all that weight. He looks so good. He looks better. He looks the best he's ever been. And I became friends with Mason because Howard loved him. Like, I didn't know who he was. Just at the height of his fame, I was too young to really know who he was. But, you know, he was the Grand Marshal for the Thanksgiving Day Parade. He was on the cover of TV Guide, if everybody's old enough to remember what TV Guide was.
Right.
You know, he was like, he couldn't go anywhere. He was the co-host for the Mike Douglas Show. He was like, basically, when he was a little kid, he obviously... he looks different than most people, and he was like a grown adult in a little kid's body. And he still is extremely intelligent, but for someone his age, way beyond. Like, it was weird if you watch any old stuff with him, and he's sitting there and he's like hanging with adults, like in full conversation, and giving it back to them. So, and I became friends with him because Howard always invited him to all the birthday shows, and then what people don't understand, Mason Reese was, you know, in the nightclub business, and I worked in the nightclub business, so we saw each other all the time, and we became really good friends, and I wound up bartending for him at his bar on 13th and A for about 5 years.
It's not pool season yet. First of all, do you know you got to be this tall to be in the pool?
I'm taller than you.
You realize you're taking your life into your own hands. This pool is not pH balanced.
That's fucking hilarious.
It is now.
So this was that's one of the few things that I wrote that it actually remained in there. But this was pretty much the point where I was told to go fuck off. Like, when this whole scene, he was like, I don't even want to see you by the pool. So I literally had to leave, and that was that.
Do me a favor, get out of here before I go talk to your parents. Everything will be okay. Hey, I'm the boss, kid.
Up in the country hood, it was always about getting wasted. And my mentor, Johnny Style, always had some Chiba.
Kidding?
See, I would say now, these phone booths right here were the only lifeline you had to everybody while you were up there. There was no cell phones or anything, so we would spend hours. You would get a bunch of quarters and dump it on the tray, and you'd sit there and you'd make your phone calls to people. And those phone booths were pretty much a big part of our childhood up there, because, you know, if you go in there, like, the people's numbers were written in there and whatever. But then somebody would always piss in it, and it always smelled like piss. Like, well, who wants to piss in a fucking phone booth?
Was this campground right here that we're seeing on screen? That's the one from the book?
Yes.
Like, this is the actual place?
Yeah, this is the actual everything.
Where you been? I feel like Berkowitz out here all by myself.
Hey!
Now, that's Vinny Vella. God rest his soul. They got him to come up all the way up to the campground. They paid him pretty handsomely. His shirt's so tight, you could see the wire for his microphone right by his belly. He was great, but this guy's been in every Scorsese movie. You know, this guy's been in a lot of big shit. You know,
I recognize his face.
Yeah, I think he was in a lot of big movies, man. And he was so good. He was so much fun.
Put that away.
I want you guys out of there.
Vinny, what's up, my
I want
brother?
you guys out of that phone booth. You guys are always trashing in there. You're
Oh,
always
fuck
pissing
off,
in there.
Vinny.
And when you bring...
Vinny was not a real character, but so what happened was, now that's the trailer that I spent my summers in. That's before I had my own trailer when we shot this, but that's the trailer that I spent my childhood in. And we were so high, we hotboxed that shit so bad, and you know, because it was a Wednesday, and my neighbor, he's basically portraying my neighbor that lived right next door to us. We didn't think anybody was up there, so we literally closed all the windows. We were like laughing our asses off. We were so high. And my neighbor came pounding on the door, and we literally shit our pants. So this was sort of reenacting what happened, and I thought we were done. I thought we were dead, because like it was so much weed. I don't know if he didn't care or thought. And he started screaming. I was like, "What the fuck is going on in here? You guys are so goddamn loud!" And we were like, "Oh!" And then he just said, "I just wanted to say hello." So he broke our balls real good. So this is where this scene kind of came from.
You bring the hood to the country, you had to pony up a vig to the douchebag campground owner, Vinny.
Let's leave these guns to bust your ass up, man.
Like
How about the fucking door?
Vinny, what happened?
Fucking going on
how are
here?
ya?
What's this?
That's maybe the most realist thing out of the whole thing that I've done.
Fucking Woodstock. You know what? Give me my fucking give me a couple of fucking joints. You know what I mean? And maybe I'll forget what's going on up there. I don't think your mothers would like it. Give me a closed fucking cat. What do I look like, a fucking bum? You little prick here. Yeah, that's better.
Vinny talking to my mom wasn't my biggest problem. My mom constantly cock-blocking me was.
Steven, what's...
Now, this was Denny Dillon. Like I told you before, she did a really great job playing my mom because at that point, my mom really did have blonde hair like that. And that's pretty much the way she dressed. And there was always that joke, my mom made a really good taco salad. So everybody was like, oh, yeah, have you tried Kay's taco salad yet? You know, it was always like a big hit at any event. So I had to get the tacos. At least I got the taco salad joke in there. But this scene was just not what it was supposed to happen. The scene, basically, I was supposed to be at where that girl is. That's the lake. Pretty much where she's standing is where I got my first blowjob and I got laid for the first time. Everything happened down at the lake. So what happened was one night, and this is a true story, I was getting busy down at the lake and I lost track of time. You know, I put it this way, I could have turned the page on any book, what was going on, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to lick my fingers, they were already wet. And so there was one night where I was down and dirty, and all of a sudden I heard, Steven! And the girl was like, is that for you? I was like, no. But I have to go now.
Fucked up. He's so fucked up.
You could hear my mother down at the lake, bro. and it was so this. They kept
How far away?
this,
How far was it?
About 300 yards, 4 football fields, 400 yards. You know, it's like 200 yards to get to the pool, another 200 yards to get to the lake, and I was on the other side of the lake, so maybe 500 yards. But it's outdoors, and it just carried, you know. But Denny Dillon was so great. She had no idea what she was getting herself into, and at least she got the Steven right, because my mom would really, that's where she was standing in this scene, this was 100% accurate.
What's the matter? You hardly touched your dinner. What's the matter?
Ma, I told you I'm not hungry.
What? All of a sudden you don't like my taco salad anymore? What's the matter with you? Steven, you know that people starving in Russia, they would start a war to taste my taco.
No, that I wrote. So, my mom literally, if I was with a girl, you know, and she met them, and she would go, if my son comes back with any hickeys, I'll kill you. And the girls were like, what? I was like, Mom! You know, like, so she would literally warn girls, if I came back with a hickey, she would know about it, you know, like, so I didn't get too many hickeys growing up.
You're being gross. I gotta go.
What gross? Where are you going? Steven, if you're hanging out with that girl, you better not come back here with hickeys and a tattoo. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Steven, look at me. Amber, that slut. You stay away from her. You stay away from her. Steven, get yourself a nice Irish girl. Never mind. Forget about the Irish. Steven,
I'm going.
Where you going?
I'm going.
You're not out of here. Steven, you're not out of here till I tell you you're out of here. Now you're out of here.
Amber,
now
baby.
that's the lake. I pretty much lost my virginity like right there. And if you heard the book, the bomb pop incident happened right there.
Yeah, okay, right on.
So I guess we could explain because it's in the book. I was about 11 years old and she was 19, and they were going into college. It was a friend of mine up there. So this was like her party for all her friends before they went to college. So this was like their last hurrah. So they came up and they brought 151 rum, which we made pina coladas out of, and we had a bag of weed. So we all came down and sat right there, and we drank the pina coladas and smoked the weed. And I had my head in this girl's lap. And I woke up, I passed out, and I woke up, my pants were around my ankles, and everybody else was gone. And, well, let's just say that was the first time I ever had an orgasm in my life. And it happened right there. So, but if you look all the way on the other side of the lake, that's where my mom's voice could reach. So,
Baby.
okay.
What's up, sweetie?
What's up?
I mean, don't you think, like, we're perfect for each other?
I thought you said Johnny was going to be here.
Johnny's gonna be here, trust me. We're best friends.
I will give you a half a hand job or a quarter of a blow job if you promise you will introduce me to Johnny.
All right, deal.
Now, it looks like she knows what's going on, but it's that the real story she didn't. But it kind of like I guess worked out comedically here because, and it was supposed to be at night, of course, and this was not anything that I did right. But I have to admit, I did not write the quarter of a blowjob hand job joke. That was not me.
Steven!
She was that loud.
Nah, no one's calling me.
Steven!
no one's calling. No one's calling.
You're the only Steven in town.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm gonna be a virgin forever.
That voice.
Yeah, that's for real. Like that was like so real for me. Her doing that. So yeah, Denny was great. See now that's like those little clips there. Like that was pretty much like that. Those are like my friends. There's the Korean guy. That was my friend. Oh, God. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it back a little more. Like that was one of the crews that we had. Like there's me. That was probably me at 17, and there's Jay, and that's my friend Mike O'Grady, and these are like all the kids. Oh my God, that's Robbie Brandt. But you know, we all like spent the summers up there. I had this little Superman curl in my hair, and that was tennis courts behind us, and we were playing football. That was my. Is that my trailer? Yeah, that was my old trailer. I got that trailer for absolutely nothing. That was probably the beginning of the season, and that was a trailer, and the site was given to me because someone had bought a bigger trailer and they couldn't fit it on the site, so they basically gave that to me, and I fixed it up. But that's probably at the very first. That wasn't the first trailer I had, but like you know, I took all that horrible lattice out and I kind of pimped it out. But that was probably at the very beginning of the early of the season because my awning was up.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could say I'm one guy from two hoods.
And there's a kid pissing in the phone booth. And yeah, so in the background you can see that's where the pavilion is and everything. And so there you go. You got
guys, I hope the best. If any networks are listening, what is the name you're going to?
Kindle Creative.
And that was the director who kind of lost it on me.
Kindle Creative will be contacted.
So there you go. Oh, wait. Whoop. Let's go back to the double. So there you go, everybody. You have my TV pilot. And now I'm back to the comments. Whoop, there's a lot. What was the biggest law I broke inside the trailer? I can get to use comments. I couldn't watch the comments before. Oh, I got a super tip. Now, tell me if this super tip comes up, because right before I came on, I was checking the super tips. Oh, wow, it did come back up. What was the biggest law you broke? Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry. Let me get that out. My super tips weren't coming up on the screen. I think you could see them.
Yeah.
Could you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so I can't see it. So that's another issue. Thank God I checked. Is Jade? This is from Jacob Shed. Is Jade Barrymore still around? I haven't heard of her passing. I don't know what happened. The last time I saw her, she was walking down Lexington Avenue. But she basically went through my Rolodex. She, like, every friend or connection that I had, she latched onto them and used them and then latched onto them. She really made me kind of look bad because people were like, yo, your friend Jade, man, she talked, you know, it was always something. She pulled some bullshit with somebody. And it was really kind of like put me in an awful situation because, you know, I got her this job, and then she, like, every person that had a connection somewhere, and I have a lot of connections, it just happened to be. So it was very, she's like a locust. She came, she took all my contacts, and she left. Yeah, definitely that person move. Vito.
That person.
I know. I'm just getting. I'm a one-man show, buddy, and I've come a long way, right, Cupcake?
Hell yeah.
I couldn't even get the super tips up on the screen, so I'm kind of proud of myself. The fact that I was able to even fix the problem and get it to come up, I'm very proud of myself. So, but there you guys, you have it, and that's the show. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it's a pilot. I mean, you know, there was a lot of comments saying it looked like, like a college film. Like, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
You know, there was potential there. There was potential there.
But to go back to Oscars, go ahead.
No, was there a? Did you guys film like a whole 22-minute episode?
It was basically, I wrote a full episode, and they took parts of that episode to shoot the pilot, and if the pilot would have gotten picked up, we would have shot the whole episode. But I had 12 episodes written. So and I wanted to keep it very much on the improv side. I wanted to be a combination between Always Sunny in Philadelphia, a Bernie Mac, and Everybody Hates Chris, where it's narrated, it's improv, and there's a third wall where it would be like Bernie Mac would always talk to the camera and shit like that, and Chris Rock narrated his show, and the improv of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I wanted to keep it you didn't have to stick to the script kind of idea. And there were so many characters growing up when I was a kid up there that it was there was wife swapping going on. In the 80s, it was crazy, bro, crazy. People were cheating. I remember
that does happen at campgrounds.
But these are all people from the city. You understand? Everybody there is like a cop or a lawyer or an insurance guy, and they would just basically dump their families up there, their wives and their kids, and then usually their husbands would come up on the weekends, and we'd stay up there all summer and we had the best times of our lives up there. That's why it's I can't wait to go back up there. That's why I'll never give that place up.
Yeah.
And that's that. So I'm glad you came on. I was able to do this with you, Cupcake.
Yeah. No, that was cool. I was eagerly anticipating seeing that.
So and just oh my God, yeah, I gotta. Wow, is this? I don't even want to. I'm not gonna fucking even put that up.
That may not be true.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to make some money, just play on my show.
Yeah, you have to learn. There's, the chat. Believe about 10 to 30% of what they say. A lot of it is probably not true. It's just to get a rise out of it. Yeah.
But all right. So that's about it. I ain't got much going on. I'll have another show up tomorrow. I found the very first show that I did with cameras. And it had, I don't know if you know who Radio Man is.
Yeah.
So Radio Man was he was my first guest when I had cameras. I'm going to have Radio Man on the show next week when I'm in New York. I already spoke to him and I spoke to his people. And he, basically, he's, I consider him a very, very good friend. I've been friends with him since, I was working at the radio station. He was always sitting outside with a radio around his neck, listening to Howard. And he was always at every red carpet event. So I became really good friends with him. And to this day, part of my book is dedicated to him. After I did the very heartfelt tribute to my friend Russ Brunelli, I also said, and Radio Man, because why not?
That's right. He was in the dedication.
Yeah. So Radio Man, he comes on and he has a hernia and he has a herniated nutsack. And it's kind of like you could see the big bulge in his pants. And he comes on and he takes his herniated nutsack out and put it on the counter. But obviously you can't see it, but you can hear everybody's reaction. So I have that
giant ball bag sitting on the counter.
He goes, all right. I was like, "What, dude? How big is it?" He was like, "I'll show you." And he, like, I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh my God. So, and the girl, it was the first show that we did with cameras. I'm not saying it was the first podcast with cameras. It was my first show when they had the cameras. So I was like a guinea pig. They were figuring out how everything. So this girl was in there doing sort of like the technical direction. And she was this, young college girl, probably like 20 something years old. And she ran out and never came back.
After the ball bag came out?
Yeah, she ran out. Someone else had to jump on the controls. So I'll play that tomorrow, and we'll do that. But yeah, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
And I'll be back up tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. God knows who I'm gonna have. You never know with me, bud.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, but I'll have more live shows next week from up at the trailer. I can give you guys a tour of what's going on. Other than that, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my shit show of a TV pilot, if you want to call it that. I don't know what else to call it. It was just something that happened. Anyway, that's all, guys. Thank you. I wish I could. I don't know, Jackie. He owes me a return phone call. You never know. You never know with Jackie. So anyway, I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no, because it could just happen. But anyway, guys, thank you, Cupcake. Thank you, Oscar. And thank you,
thanks for having me on.
Person who doesn't want to get mentioned. So thank you to everybody that came on today, that comes on every day. It's much appreciated. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.